Welcome back to Dream Life by Veronica. I am your host, Veronica Isles, and we are diving into the art of manifesting today, and I am going to transform your life. Today, we are doing something really special, something really exciting. It is an interactive exercise where we are going to manifest together, and this manifesting exercise is inspired by the great Neville Goddard. So if you are ready to step into your desires, into your manifestations, and truly live in the wish fulfilled, well, then you are in the right place. Because by the end of this episode, you'll have practiced Neville Goddard's famous "You Are in Barbados" technique. We're going to do it together. That's the best part. And this technique basically teaches us how to use our imagination to bring our dreams into reality. And as you will find, it's really, really simple. So to get started, find a quiet place where you'll be undisturbed. Well, let's do this. But before I begin with the technique, I do want to say that if you are new to Neville Goddard, he was basically a mystic, a lecturer, author whose teachings focus on the power of imagination. Now, he talked all things manifestation. They did use different verbiage back then. He is well known for his lecture, The Law of Assumption. Now, Neville believed, and many other books that he wrote, all of them are actually in the public domain, and they come highly recommended by me. Now, Neville believed that your imagination is the gateway to your subconscious mind, and whatever you assume to be true will in fact harden into fact and manifest and show up, basically, in your 3D reality. Now, one of his most famous stories is about manifesting a trip to Barbados during a time when it seemed impossible, like everything was stacked against him. But instead of doubting, he lived in the end by imagining himself already in Barbados. So instead of seeing himself with all of these limitations, circumstances stacked against him, instead, he just propelled himself to the end state of already being in Barbados. He felt the ocean breeze, smelled the salt air, and even imagined walking on the sandy beaches. And within weeks, his desire materialized, and he was on a ship to Barbados, exactly as he had intended. Now, we're going to use the same technique today. We're going to do it together. You can use this to manifest, well, a vacation, going someplace new like Neville did, or a relationship, maybe a brand new one, meeting a new person, getting to be with your specific person, getting an ex back, whatever your love situation is, financial freedom, debts paid off, whatever you need money for, or anything else, success in any form, health, beauty, whatever you want to use this exercise for. It will definitely help you feel as though your desire is already fulfilled, and what we feel to be true will in fact materialize in our life. And it has to. I want to stress that it has to. There is no way it can't. If you become something, it has to in fact show up in your 3D reality, because there's two flip sides to the coin: the inner self and the outer world, the spiritual self and the physical self. So they're just flip sides to the same thing. The source is within you, and the duplication is in fact your physical world. But again, it's not a matter of luck or chance or maybe this will happen. It has to happen. It's a law. Now, Neville's famous "You Are in Barbados" story is a perfect example of living in the wish fulfilled. Now, to give you some more insight on him, he was a young man at the time living in New York. He was desperate. Yes, he had some desperation, a great need to return to his family in Barbados, but he had no means to travel. Now, his mentor at the time was Abdullah, and he told him, "You are in Barbados. You sleep in Barbados tonight." Basically, really, really simple. Now, every night, Neville visualized himself in his family home, feeling the warm breeze, imagining the view of the island's shoreline. Now, shortly after, a series of events came together and unfolded. He received financial assistance and a ticket to Barbados, all without lifting a finger to make it happen. So all of this was created within himself and had to duplicate in his physical reality. Now, this story is one of my favorites because it reminds us that unwavering faith and persistent imagination are the keys to making anything happen in your 3D world. And it is important to note that he was initially desperate, but then placed himself in the wish fulfilled, and it had to happen. There was no way it couldn't happen. Now, we do have to prepare your mind for this exercise. So before we dive into it, We want to reinforce the fact that Neville often emphasized that a calm and relaxed state of mind, basically what he called the state akin to sleep, is the most fertile ground for planting seeds of imagination. So your nervous system has to be relaxed. This is why things like meditation and self-love are so important. Again, we want a calm and relaxed state of mind. You cannot be in a frenzied state, panicked, full of worry and full of sort of a hyper need to make it happen. You have to get relaxed, get confident, feel the relief, because this is what you would feel if you had your desire, if you had the result. So I want you to start by taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now do this 3 or more times. Feel your body relax with each exhale. I will do it with you. Okay. Now, close your eyes, and I want you to picture and imagine that you're in the perfect environment for creating. Now, you could see yourself in your bedroom, a peaceful garden, a cozy hammock by the ocean, whatever feels relaxed to you. And let your body sink into the space that you've created. It could be anywhere, as long as it makes you feel at peace and good and aligned with your personality, then that is perfect. Now, in this space, I want you to know that you are completely safe, relaxed, and open to this experience. Now, let's explore something that Neville Goddard emphasized. Basically, the importance of a mental diet. Now, think of it this way. Your thoughts are like seeds, and your mind is the soil. So to manifest effectively, just like you would with gardening, you must plant thoughts that align with your desires. You can't plant the contrary of what you want and expect the thing that you want to suddenly magically appear. That would be like, I don't know, planting seeds for corn when you really wanted tomatoes. Like, why would a tomato suddenly grow if you planted seeds for corn? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So you have to plant the proper seeds. Okay, so if you're visualizing a trip to a dream destination, but spend your time thinking, I'll never afford it, which one are you going to plant? You're basically going to contradict the work that you've done in imagination. For example, if you were visualizing this dream vacation, and then you felt good during the visualization, but then all throughout the day, I'll never afford it, how can it happen? I'm not worthy, my life sucks, life is unfair. Which one are you going to plant? I mean, let's be honest here. Manifesting is really about being honest with what is going on inside your heart and mind, because you can want something and you can say, well, I really want this and I'm going to visualize it for an hour. But if the rest of the time is spent with uncontrolled thoughts and muck and sinking into despair and anxiety and chaos, then which one is going to win? So really be honest. You can't just cover up all of those emotions with positive thoughts either. You have to get to the root of it. And that's basically what we're going to be doing today. But getting to the root of it is about honesty. It's about calm. You want a calm state of mind, not a chaotic state of mind, fighting the negative thoughts. No, calm. Okay, so we're going to try empowering self-talk. What if the universe provided me with everything I need for my desires? See how calm that felt? And in doing statements like this, words like this, you are keeping the soil of your mind fertile for the seeds of your manifestations to grow. Now, I do want to quickly mention I made another video recently on the 7-day mental diet by Emmett Fox, and I want to recommend this link too. I'm going to list it in the description box below. So basically, this could be a good thing to do in addition to these types of manifesting exercises, because that one kind of forces you to stay really active and mindful and accountable for what is going on in your mind. I know it takes more work, but honestly, the payoff is so great that why wouldn't you do it? I think people hesitate to do it because they think, well, the payoff won't come and then I'll just do all of this work for no reason. And no one really wants to do work. But I guarantee you, it's a law. It has to happen. This isn't, some people are favored and some people aren't. If you follow the steps, it has to happen. I can't stress this enough. So it's just like the law of gravity. It just is. Okay. So now we are going to continue with the exercise. Hopefully you are in a relaxed state of mind right now, and we're going to begin this visualization. Now don't shy away from this word visualization. Everyone visualizes because everyone is manifesting. We just all kind of visualize in a different way. Neville's way of visualizing, maybe that's not how you visualize, but trust me, every time you have a thought, emotion, pictures flashing in your mind, you're visualizing. Okay, number 1, you're going to choose your desire. So you're going to start by deciding what you want to manifest. And this can be anything. So for this exercise, we're going to use the example of a dream vacation. You can adapt it to anything you want. This is just my example because it's similar to what Neville did. But use it for love, use it for a specific person, use it for $1 million, use it for whatever you want. Dream car, best friend to come back after 20 years. I don't know, a healed relationship with your mother, whatever you want. Okay, so number 2, you're going to imagine the scene. So picture yourself already living in your desire. And if you're unsure how to do this, it's basically the opposite of what you have been picturing. You've been picturing and identifying yourself as being connected to circumstances. So it's like we're breaking away from these circumstances and instead propelling you into the state of already having it. We don't answer the question how this happened. We just assume it to be true. So if it's a vacation, you're going to imagine, daydream, dwell upon, pick apart, analyze this idea that you've arrived at your destination. So for Neville, it was Barbados. For you, maybe you want to go to Paris. Maybe you want to go to Hawaii. Or maybe we're doing something completely different and we are picturing you in a brand new home of your own. But all you're going to do is analyze, contemplate, pick apart, daydream. That's all visualizing is. It's basically similar to how you usually worry, and you worry and then you fear and then you see things from different angles. That's visualizing, but it's visualizing in the wrong way. So now we're going to do the same types of things, but for the stuff you actually want. For some reason, we feel more compelled to do this for the stuff we don't want, because we think it's more likely to happen. And the only reason why your mind assumes it's more likely to happen is because you've had more disappointment in your life than good things. That's usually how it is for most people. But that doesn't mean it's more likely to happen. It just means you've had more experience with disappointments and frustrations. So you think it's more likely to happen, but it's not. They're both equally as likely to happen. The one that wins is the one you focus on the most. So let's analyze, pick apart, imagine the desire you are intending upon. Now, it's important to activate all of your senses. And for different people, different senses might feel more familiar, so just gravitate to the one that feels right to you. So during this contemplation, analysis, you're going to look around. What do you see when you're in the end result? Maybe you see palm trees swaying in the breeze, or the Eiffel Tower lit up at night. Now, I want to mention you can also script this out and write descriptions of what you would be seeing if you had your desire. So it's totally fine to do this with your eyes closed, write it down, or just answer the questions out loud. Talk to yourself. It's totally fine to talk to yourself. I talk to myself all day long. It's okay. I don't even care if someone catches me talking to myself, because you know what? When I talk to myself, I can creatively explore ideas in my mind through the spoken word, and that's a good thing. Now, the next question we're going to answer is sound. What do you hear? So in this state of the wish fulfilled, do you hear gentle crashes of waves, laughter from loved ones? Do you hear your specific person saying, I love you so much? What do you hear? What do you smell? So inhale deeply. Can you smell the ocean air? Freshly baked croissants? What do you smell? What do you touch? So feel the textures around you. There could be warm sand under your feet. You may be feeling that right now as I described it. I know I felt it. The soft fabric of your clothes, the coolness of a glass of wine in your hand. You could probably already feel it as I said that. So just write things down and picture just for a moment how it feels. Taste. Let's imagine you tasting something delightful, like a tropical drink, a delicious meal, a sweet treat, whatever you want to taste in this imaginal act. Now, we want to back this up with emotion. We want to use your emotions to creatively fuel this desire. This is critical. It's important. And you're going to feel the emotion of how it feels to already have your desire. Now, the amazing part of this is these emotions are the same for any desire because you would feel joy, you would feel gratitude, excitement, peace, contentment, relief, safety. They're all the same. But choose whichever emotion resonates with you. Let it wash over you. Allow yourself to feel this emotion. This is a key element of manifesting because so many people restrict themselves and they're like, I can't feel relieved until I actually have something to feel relieved about. No, feel it now. Please don't wait. Your emotions act like a frequency. You'll draw it to you like a magnet, I promise. Now we are going to ground the scene to you. So you're going to create a short looping scene that basically implies your desire is already fulfilled. So if you're manifesting that dream vacation, maybe it's unpacking your suitcase on the first night of your dream destination, or sharing a toast with a loved one and clinging the wine glasses together, or we did it, or champagne glasses, whatever you want to imagine. Now this is just like a little scene that you're going to refer to throughout the day, and it'll be fun. It'll be like, hey, I did it. You can even look into the mirror and pretend that you're in the end state, in the end location, and look into your eyes and say, hey, I did it. I really did it. It's here. It's mine. That is one of my personal favorite ways to, in fact, anchor the scene to me, ground the scene, the looping scene. I like looking into the mirror because every time I pass a mirror, I just sort of do it. And I feel like I've done it. And I look into my eyes, and as if I'm looking into my eyes of the person that has it, and it's done. I can't tell you how many things I've manifested by doing this. Now, remember, feeling is the secret. So it's not just about seeing the scene, but about living in it. Living in it. You're always living in a state. So you want to live in the state of this is unfolding. This is happening now. This is guaranteed. So you want to carry this feeling with you throughout the day. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So each time doubt or fear creeps in, you return to your scene. And you allow yourself to be in the end state. You are in Barbados. Even a brief moment of living in the end reinforces the assumption. I want you to avoid contradicting your desire with words or actions. So you want to speak and act as though your manifestation is a done deal. Now, this is not lying to people and telling them it's already happening when it hasn't happened yet, but you don't want to complain about money to someone else and, oh, how much this sucks, and oh my gosh, I had to put money down to this and I don't have enough money. If you're trying to manifest money, you don't want to use your spoken word to complain about things that you're trying to manifest the solution with. So that would be like a contrary assumption. Complaining, gossiping, all of those things. It's just not a good use of your time. Now, you do also have to let go. Now, letting go means you trust that it's already done. It doesn't mean you stop doing these processes. It just means you do not obsess or worry about the how or the when. Because this is similar to digging up a seed after you've planted on it to check and make sure it's growing. So you want to cultivate that faith within you. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. Your job is to feel it real and let the universe handle the rest. Give it over to God. Now, I want to thank you for joining me on this really fun exercise, the You Are in Barbados technique. Now, remember, your imagination is not the place you go to escape reality. It's the workshop where your reality is created. So use your imagination with purpose, with intention, and with love. Lovingly guide it to your truest heart's desires. Now, if you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who's ready to transform their life. As always, keep imagining boldly, reaching for the stars, because everything you desire is just one thought away. Now, until next time, stay inspired and keep manifesting those miracles. Do check out this other video that is recommended, the 7-Day Mental Diet. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, studywithveronica.com. I am sending you all the love in the world. You've got this. May all your dreams come true.